let's start. There we have it. So then again, avoiding repetition number 2. Okay, we're going to learn on another way to avoid repeating ourselves, avoid saying the same exact words again and again, so we don't sound like then again repetitive. Okay, we need to avoid that, especially on when we are speaking. We don't we have to try to repeat ourselves the least possible. So let's see, how are we going to do that? It says, how might the people in the interviews continue this first sentence without repeating words? Okay, let's see. Axel, what am I saying here? How might the people in the interviews continue this first sentence without repeating words? What am I saying there?
¿Cómo pueden o podrían las personas en las entrevistas continuar la primera oración sin repetir palabras?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Just like that. Just as you mentioned. Perfect. It says, choose words to delete or change. What am I saying there, Axel? Mm-hmm.
Escoge palabras para eliminar o cambiar.
Exactly. Then read the grammar chart.
Después lee el cuadro de gramática o gramática.
Yes, la tabla o el cuadro de gramática. Thank you very much, Axel. So, let's see. Let me see our participants, or today's participants. Roberto, are you here? Can you hear me? ¿Me escuchas? Can you hear me? Okay, I hear your mic like I don't hear you very well. No te escucho muy bien. Can you get closer to your mic, please? Or are you having troubles with the audio? ¿Estás teniendo problemas con el audio? Porque como que te escucho un poco bajo. Chat. Okay, don't worry, Roberto. Thank you very much. Diego, are you here? Diego Hernandez?
Yes.
Excellent, thank you very much. Can you read this sentence, please, and the first one? These two sentences.
Okay. I used to read a lot of trashy novels, but these days I'm not able to read a lot of trashy novels.
Okay, so here, specifically on this part, how would you avoid repeating this exact same thing? How would you avoid repeating this? How would you do it? Tell me. Diego, how would you avoid repeating yourself here?
Do it.
To do it? Okay, that's a good one. Okay. But for example, if we are not trying to, if we are just trying to, like, not repeating this, but using the verb,
To read them.
okay, that can work, but well, you use the first as a first response, como primer respuesta, you said, I'm not able to do it, which is good. It's a way to avoid repeating. Do you remember this? That this was on our first lecture. Esto estuvo en nuestra primera lección, en nuestra primera clase de avoiding repetition number 1, de cómo evitar repeticiones. Avoiding repetition number 1. But now we're trying to do it on a different way. Okay? So, in this case, we're going to still use the verb, we're still going to use the verb, this one, read, but we're going to add something after to avoid repeating this. What do you think it is? Who can tell me? Raise your hand. Levántame la manita if you have the answer. Raise your hand if you know the answer. What would we add? ¿Qué agregaríamos after the verb, después del verbo, to avoid repeating this? Para evitar repetir esto, to avoid repeating this. What would we add? Who can tell me this?
Teacher,
Yes, Axel?
podría ser, no sé, quiero pensar, I don't see the point of it.
I don't see the point of it. Okay. That wouldn't work to replace this because we're not like saying that it's a waste of time. We're saying that we are not able. Okay, maybe we don't have time, but it's not that it's a waste of time. Okay, that's the difference.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
as you said it, it's that you're saying like, I don't see the point of it. It's like, I don't care about it. I don't see the importance of reading. But this person says that he likes it, okay? He likes them. He likes trashy novels, but now he or she is just not able to do it. Maybe he or she doesn't have the time, right? That's the difference
Okay.
on the context. But yes, excellent. So again, another one. To give you a clue, I'm going to give you a clue. Yes,
Se
Aranza?
podría sustituir con them, nada más, como I'm not able to read them. Como,
That would work. That would work. Yes, that would work. Yes, and it goes to my next point. It leads me to my next point, which is we just have to replace it with one word. Just one word. This can work. This is one possible answer, but also we can use I'm not able to read one. Okay? For example, it says, I used to read a lot of trashy novels, but these days I'm not able to read one. Okay? Aranza's answer by saying, I'm not able to read them, it's also correct. Because then I will be saying, these days, en estos días, no puedo o no soy capaz de leerlas. We're able to read them. If we are using this one, valga la redundancia, if we're using one, I'm saying, I'm not able to read one. No soy capaz de leerlas. Okay, de leer una. I'm not able to read one. Okay? Yes, America?
Tengo como, bueno, una duda si se podría utilizar
Yes.
en lugar del one, se podría utilizar como I'm not able to read none, como none.
Yes, I'm not able to read none. Mm-hmm. I'm not able to read none, especially because we're like saying something in on a negative form, okay? Yes, because I'm saying I'm not able, okay? I'm not able. But on that regard, we would be repeating ourselves. De forma irónica, ironically, we will be repeating ourselves. Nos estaríamos repitiendo porque estaría diciendo yo no soy capaz de leer ninguna. Okay, so it's negative and negative. Again, it's negativo y negativo. All right?
Okay.
Yeah, but that would work. But yeah, it would make sense. Sí haría sentido, but it would be like contradicting at the same time. Sería un poco contradictorio. Ese sonaría un poco repetitivo también. That's what we mostly use, one. Okay, like I'm not able to read one. Or I'm not able to read them. Yes, thank you very much, but yes. So now, number two.
Teacher,
Yes?
I have
yes.
a question.
Yes,
Why don't we use once instead of one?
Why exactly? That's a good one. As you see now, I'm always using this word one. For example, that's a good one. For this one, etc. So why do we use one instead of once, like in plural, right? We're going to see that in a second here. We're gonna see it in a second here. Because here, because we're emphasizing on the fact that this, for example, here, I'm not able to read one. No soy capaz de, es como, por así decirlo, para estar haciendo énfasis, to give more emphasis, or to emphasize more, sorry, on the fact that I'm not able even to read just one. Not even one, ni siquiera una. Okay, I'm not able to read one. If I say I'm not able to read once, no. No podemos decir, no soy capaz de leer unas. Okay, I'm not able to read one. No soy capaz de leer ni una. Okay, I'm not able to read one. Okay, Irving? And we will see it in a second. Y ahorita lo vamos a ver. Okay? Por lo de countables y uncountables. También tiene que ver. Okay? Yes?
Yes, sure.
Excellent. Y ahorita les digo, vamos a ver. Vamos a ver. So, there we go. Now, for example, for the next one, let's see. Jorge, are you here?
Yeah.
Okay, so now it says, I used to read a lot of trashy novels, but read it, please.
Yeah. I was supposed to read a lot of trashy novels.
So then again, how would you replace this one?
Read a lot of trashy novels. Se suponía que no debía leer muchas novelas basura.
Yes, but how would you replace it? ¿Cómo lo reemplazarías? ¿Cómo lo sustituirías? ¿Cómo reemplazarías esta parte? There are two options as well. También hay dos, igual que arriba.
I was supposed to one of these.
Again?
One of these.
One of these. Una de ellas, okay. Close, you're getting there, but not quite. What else? Remember, we don't always have to add. We can delete something. Just to give you a clue.
Oh, I have the answer.
Okay. America, help.
Just perdón. Just to to delete the last part, for example, it could be like, I used to read a lot of trashy novels, but I wasn't supposed to.
There we go. And that's it. Exactly, America. Just like that. We can just delete this part. We can always just delete this part and just leave it here. Y dejarlo hasta aquí. I used to read a lot of trashy novels, but I wasn't supposed to. Yo solía leer muchas novelas basura, pero no se suponía que debía. I wasn't supposed to. Okay, no se supone que debía. All right? And we avoid repeating ourselves by saying the exact same things. Y así evitamos repetir al no estar diciendo exactamente lo mismo. Okay? Yes, Jorge? ¿Sí quedó claro también esta?
Yes.
Perfect. And guess what? The same works here. Lo mismo funciona aquí. We can also delete this and say, but these days I'm not able to No soy capaz, but these days I'm not able to. Okay? Yes? Yes, guys? ¿Sí quedó claro, chicos?
Yes, teacher.
All right, excellent. Now, number 3. Let's see. Itzel, are you here?
Sure. I prefer to not read a lot of trash novels now.
Nowadays, okay? So, how would you change this one? How would you avoid repeating here? Hmm? Itzel, how would you avoid repeating yourself here?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Okay. No, sure. Don't worry. Take your time. Take your time. We also have 2 options. También igual aquí tenemos 2 opciones.
Okay, nowadays I prefer to not read them or read. I don't know.
Again?
Okay, nowadays I prefer to not read them or read one.
Okay. That can work. But okay, yes, I'm going to give you that one. Sí, vamos a contar esa. A ver, creo que por ahí alguien también no me había levantado la manita. Creo que a lo mejor alguien tenía otra.
No, o sea, yo tenía de que I prefer not to read nowadays.
I prefer not to read nowadays. Okay, but if you say that, careful with the message you're implying there. If you say, I prefer not to read nowadays, you're saying that you don't read at all.
Yeah, and in general.
Exactly, in general. Be careful with that. Yes. We can say, just like, I used to read a lot of trashy novels, but I prefer not to nowadays. There we go. I prefer not to, prefiero no hacerlo nowadays. I prefer not to nowadays. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
There we go. Excellent. Next one. And let's see. Kayla, are you here?
Yes, teacher. I haven't read a trashy novel in
Ages.
ages. Sorry.
No, don't worry. Don't apologize. So how would you avoid this one?
I don't know, but I haven't. I haven't read in ages.
That would work. But then again, you're saying the wrong message because you're saying, I haven't read in ages. I haven't read. That means that you haven't read anything in a long time. Not only trashy novels, not only just this, but in general, you haven't read anything. Not a book, nor a comic, nor a newspaper, nor anything. All right? So be careful with that message. Okay?
Okay.
So you're getting close. You're getting close. I haven't, because yes, we use this one. I haven't read what?
Puede ser, I haven't read one in ages.
Exactly. I haven't read one in ages. I haven't read one. No he leído una. Haven't read one. Which replaces this, a trashy novel, que sustituye, it substitutes this part, sustituye esta parte de a trashy novel, and we say, I haven't read one in ages. No he leído una en años, en siglos, in ages. Okay? En mucho tiempo. All right? Yes, guys? ¿Sí, chicos?
Yes, teacher.
Perfect. Yes. Here, for example, here, different from these three, diferente de estas tres, okay? We can use just like the two, the part of two, because it's not here, okay? Aquí no podemos dejarlo hasta el two porque aquí no viene. It isn't here, all right? There's not a infinitive form here, okay? No hay una forma en infinitivo aquí. There's not a two. No está esta palabrita, el two, que ahorita vamos a verlo on our grammar chart. Why is it important? ¿Por qué es importante? Okay, we'll see it in a second. Vamos a ver en un momentito. So, perfect. And now let's go with our last one. Vamos con la última. Let's see. I need a boy now. Necesito un chico ahora. Let's see. Oscar, are you here?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, can you read it, please? This last one.
The trashy novels I like have gotten too trashy.
Okay, so how can we replace this one? Not saying trashy novels again.
With them, right?
Them?
Them.
Okay, I'm going to give you that one again. Les voy a dar esa as a good one. Sí, pero. Yes, but. Okay, you can use that answer. You can. But if you're going to use them, you have to be really careful. Tienen que tener mucho cuidado. Because we're replacing all of this. Okay, all of this to add them. For example, I used to read a lot of trashy novels, but them have gotten too trashy. Okay? Yo solía leer muchas novelas basura, pero ellas se han convertido, se han hecho muy basura, too trashy. Okay? But them have gotten too trashy. And we wouldn't even use them. We would use, but they, pero ellas, but they have gotten too trashy. Okay? All right? Because them, recuerden que them, it's an object pronoun. Es un pronombre de objeto. Okay? All right? Y aquí sería de subject, de sujeto, porque vamos a reemplazar trashy novels, las novelas basura, por un pronoun, por un pronombre. Okay? Yes, Oscar?
Yes, teacher.
Excellent. Thank you very much. But there's another way. Pero hay otra forma. A ver, América, I see you with your hand raised. Veo tu manito levantada. Do you have an answer?
Yes, but I used to read a lot of trashy novels, but the ones I like have gotten too trashy.
Exactly. And that's our correct answer. Esa es nuestra respuesta correcta. We replace trashy novels and we add ones. Okay, but the ones I like, pero las que a mí me gustan, have gotten too trashy. Se han hecho muy basura. Okay, I don't remember who asked me before about the difference between one and ones. No recuerdo quién me lo dijo. I think it was you, Jorge. Creo que fuiste tú, Jorge, or Irving. No recuerdo, uno de ustedes dos creo que me preguntó acerca de la diferencia entre one y once. Here it is. ¿De acuerdo? Aquí es donde lo vemos. Por ejemplo, si no existe la forma con infinitivo, con el to, the infinitive form, the infinitive form. Infinite es infinito. I always mix up those two words. Siempre me confundo con esas dos palabras. The infinitive form, la forma infinitiva con el to, ahí sí, ¿ok? Con one y once. Y obviamente, si estamos hablando en plural, like this, trashy novels, novelas basura, vamos a sustituirlo por once. Y si solamente digo, trashy novel, una novela basura, I'm going to use one. All right? All right, guys, ¿de acuerdo, chicos?
Yes, teacher.
Excellent. Any questions so far? ¿Alguna duda, alguna pregunta de momento hasta aquí? No?
No.
Okay. The rest of you, los demás chicos? Any questions? Please tell me. Por favor, díganme. No?
No, teacher.
Okay, excellent. So we move on then. Vamos a continuar entonces. Let's check our grammar chart. It says infinitive verb phrases one and once. So please help me. Dalila, can you help me read, please?
Teacher, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. This one.
The first one, I would love to write.
No, from the beginning, from you can avoid.
You can avoid repeating infinitive verb phrases by using the when it is clear what you mean.
Okay.
I would love to write like her, but I never be able to. I mean, I'd like to, but we had to read Shakespeare plays in college where we were supposed to.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Dalila. Here we can see the perfect example of the usage of the infinitive form of to. Okay, remember, this is pretty basic. Esto es muy básico. The infinitive form, la forma infinitiva. Okay, infinitive form with the word to, con la palabrita to. Okay, recuerden que esto nos da la pauta. Siempre que viene el to antes de un verbo, before a verb, it's the infinitive form. Es la forma infinitiva del verbo. Okay, for example, here, instead of like here, to write, I would love to write, me encantaría, yo amaría escribir like her, como ella, but I will never be able to. Pero nunca voy a ser capaz de hacerlo. Here, why do we use to? ¿Por qué ocupamos el to? ¿Por qué lo dejamos hasta ahí? For example, what would go next? ¿Qué seguiría si yo quisiera continuar la oración? Aunque me repita, ¿qué seguiría?
To write like her.
Exactly, to write like her. But I will never be able to write like her. Right? Seguiría lo mismo. But we will be repeating ourselves. Pero ahí efectivamente nos estaríamos repitiendo. Estaríamos repitiendo otra vez lo mismo y queremos evitar eso. Entonces, thankfully, afortunadamente, como estamos utilizando una forma infinitiva al principio, we can leave it there. Lo podemos dejar hasta ahí. But I will never be able to. Nunca voy a ser capaz de hacerlo. ¿Ok? ¿De hacer qué? It's already implicit. Ya está implícito. De escribir como ella. ¿De acuerdo? Por eso aquí nos dice la regla. When it is clear what you mean. Cuando es claro lo que tú estás diciendo, a lo que te refieres. ¿De acuerdo? Yes?
Yes.
Excellent. And the same goes here. Y lo mismo va aquí. I mean, I would like to. Me gustaría. I would like to what? Aquí otra vez, si continuara la oración. I would like to, me gustaría ¿Qué? ¿Qué seguirías? Aunque me repita otra vez. ¿Qué seguiría ahí? I would like to
Write like her.
write like her. Exactly. You see how it is implicit? ¿Ven cómo ya está implícito? ¿Cómo se entiende aunque no lo tenga que volver a agregar? ¿Sí quedó claro?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, America. The rest of you guys, los demás chicos, I haven't heard you. No los he escuchado, no sé si está quedando claro o no.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, there we go. Ahora sí, ya me dejan más tranquilo. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Excellent. So that goes for rule number 1. Eso va para la regla número 1. Okay, with the infinitive verb phrases. Con las formas de infinitivo, las frases utilizando verbos en infinitivo. Next one, number 2. Let's see. Rosa, are you here?
Yes, teacher.
Can you read this one, please? The second one?
Sure. Notice the negatives with try and prefer. I shouldn't read trashy novels, and I try not to, but I used to read a lot, but these days I prefer not to.
There we go. Exactly. Thank you very much. Excellent pronunciation, by the way. Muy buena pronunciación. Thank you very much. So it says, notice the negatives with try and prefer, okay? We're going to notice these ones. When we're using the words try and prefer, what is try and what is prefer? What do they mean in Spanish? Try and prefer. What's the meaning of those words in Spanish? In Spanish, try and prefer.
Sería tratar, ¿no?
Tratar, intentar, ajá, y prefer.
Como preferir.
Preferir, exactly. Yes, Rosa, thank you very much. So it says, like on this sentence, I shouldn't read trashy novels, and I try not to. All right, I try not to. Okay, we often use these ones. We often use these words, both try and prefer, with negative forms. All right, with negatives like this. Try not to. Prefer not to. Okay, like this. I shouldn't read trashy novels. No debería leer novelas basura. And I try not to. E intento no hacerlo. I try not to. Okay? Yes? And the same goes for the other example. I used to in past, yo solía read a lot, leer mucho, but these days I prefer not to. Pero estos días, o en estos días, prefiero no hacerlo. I prefer not to. Okay? Yes, guys? Chicos, ¿todo bien aquí? Any questions with this rule, with rule number 2? No?
No.
Okay, the rest of you, los demás?
No, teacher.
Okay, excellent. So we move on to our last one. Vamos con la última. And Brisa, are you here?
Yes.
Can you read this
Okay.
one, please?
Sure. You can use one or once to avoid repeating countable nouns. Don't use them after my, your, his, it,
Okay. Mhm.
it. ¿Cómo se pronuncia? It.
Etc.
Some, any, or both.
Yes.
Unless there is an adjective.
Adjective.
I can't. Sorry.
No, don't worry. Don't apologize.
Adjective. No puedo, profe.
Don't worry. Repeat after me. Repeat after me.
Okay.
Adjective.
Adjective.
Exactly. You see? You can do it. Adjective. Right? Adjective.
Adjective. Okay.
Yes.
I read all her books. Her best one is. Of the books I read, the ones I like best are non-fiction.
Non-fiction. There we go. Thank you very much, Brisa. Yes, and don't worry. Don't ever apologize. Remember, nunca se disculpen. Perfect. So it says, you can use one or ones to avoid repeating countable nouns. Countable nouns. What are countable nouns? Which were the countable nouns? ¿Cuáles eran los countable nouns? Who can tell me? Who can tell me what are the countable nouns? What are countable nouns? No, no one? No one remembers?
No, teacher.
Really? No one remembers countable nouns? No? Not a clue? Ni idea, de verdad, no, o sea, ni siquiera una pizquita. A ver, vamos entonces with a less hard question, with an easier question. What are nouns? ¿Qué son los nouns? What are nouns? Okay, Itzel, yes, what are nouns? ¿Qué son los nouns?
Well, I know as a nouns like place, a person, of thing, and the thing can be countable or uncountable. Like, for example, something uncountable, I think, is the time because we can touch it
Okay.
or have something like that. And some countable can be the I don't know, the pair of shoes that we have or the number of colors that a kid use, something like that.
Okay, yes, 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 thank you very much. Yes, that is kind of correct. Yes, you mentioned some points that are correct, but some of them that you might get confused with. Okay, so for example, a noun first, let's start with that. A noun, it's, or it can be a person. We can talk about a person, an animal, a place, or a thing. Okay? It can be a person, animal, place, or thing. Those are nouns. Esos son los nouns. Okay? Puede ser una persona, un animal, un lugar, o una cosa. Son las palabritas que usamos para referirnos a eso. Okay? All right? Yes? ¿Vamos bien ahí con lo que son los nouns, los sustantivos? Que eso sería en español, el equivalente a los sustantivos. Yes? Yes, no, sí, no. Tell me.
Yes.
Okay, so now, as Itzel said, como dijo Itzel, these ones are divided into two groups. Estos se dividen en dos grupos. Countables and uncountables. Contables y no contables. However, the difference is this one. La diferencia principal es esta. And you guys are going to tell me. Y ustedes me van a decir, raise your hand, okay? Levántenme la manita. I'm going to use the text tool. Voy a usar la herramienta de texto para que se entienda mejor. For example, what's the difference between this one, the first one, and this one? Okay, Jorge, tell me.
Book is countable, water is uncountable.
Why? You're right. Yes, that's correct. Why?
Because the water is not only one or more.
Okay, you're getting there. You're getting there. Yes, you're getting close to the answer. Monse?
Yes, we can say one water, for example. We have to, can I say mediciones or?
Yes, yes, we have units. Tenemos unidades. Yes, measurement units.
Measure the water, but like I have one water, we can use it But in other way, the book, we can say, I have a book. But yeah, we can count the books that we have.
Okay, yes, that's a good one. But remember, it's not only that, and that's correct, Monse, yes. We can't say, I have a water. Yo tengo un agua. No, we can't do that. Why? Because this one is uncountable. Esta es no contable. We can't count it. No podemos decir eso. But at the same time, al mismo tiempo, what's the difference here? For example, I'm saying book and books. What is that? Book, books.
Que podemos tener en singular y en plural.
Exactly, Axel. We can have them on singular and plural forms. Los countables los podemos tener en forma singular y en forma plural. However, sin embargo, uncountables, on the other hand, no. We can only have them like this. Solo los podemos tener así. I can say, no puedo decir, waters, aguas. And that happens a lot in Spanish as well. Y pasa mucho ese choque con el español. Because, for example, have you heard this phrase? ¿Han escuchado esta frase? Tráeme 2 aguas de la tienda. Have you heard it? ¿La han escuchado antes? Yes, right? Es común. It's very common. Tráeme 2 leches. Tráeme 5 leches. Right? Yes? Have you heard it? ¿Lo han escuchado?
Yes.
However, we are making a mistake there. Estamos cometiendo un error ahí. Why? ¿Por qué? ¿Quién me puede decir? What would be the correct answer or the correct way to put them? ¿Cómo sería la forma correcta de decir eso?
Como, por ejemplo, 2 botes o botellas, ¿no? 2 botes de leche o 2 botellas de agua.
Yes, we can say, bring me 2 bottles of water, 2 botellas de agua. Bring me 2 boxes of milk, 2 cartons of milk, 2 cajas de leche, 2 cartones de leche, 2 envases de leche. Okay? Yes? ¿Sí quedó claro entonces con lo de los countables y uncountables?
Yes.
Excellent. The rest of you, los demás?
Yes, teacher.
Excellent. And don't worry, we will practice it. Lo vamos a practicar. No se preocupen. Solamente es ahorita de como que entre comillas para rápido, de así de buenas a primeras que entendamos la diferencia entre los contables y los no contables. Okay? So, and it says also, don't use them after my, your, his, etc. No los usen después de estos. ¿Qué son estos? What are these? My, your, his, etc. What are these? ¿Qué son? My, your, his. What are they? ¿Qué son esos? Jorge, tell me.
Pronouns?
Pronouns. Yes, exactly. Yes, pronouns. Okay? Son pronombres. Object pronouns. Pronombres de objeto, pero pronombres nonetheless. Pronouns nonetheless. Pero pronombres. ¿Vale? Bien. Estos con los pronombres de objeto no podemos utilizar one y ones. Okay? No podemos decir, this is my one. This is your one. This is his one. No. Okay? We can't say that. No podemos decir eso. Okay? We don't use them with a pronoun. No los usamos con el pronombre. Okay? All right. But we can use them with, also don't use them with some, any, or both. Unless there is an adjective. A menos que haya un adjetivo. Okay? Si hay un adjetivo, ahí sí podemos decir someone, anyone, porque se pierde. ¿De acuerdo ahí? Porque existen las palabras someone, alguien, anyone. También es como someone es algún, alguno, anyone es alguien. ¿De acuerdo? Yes. Que ambas se pueden utilizar para decir alguien. Entonces, por eso tampoco las utilizamos con estas de aquí. Unless there is an adjective. A menos que haya un adjetivo. ¿De acuerdo? Yes. ¿Sí? Por ejemplo, para que se dé una idea, podemos usarla, el some y el any, like this. Sí. I hope she brings some new ones. I hope she brings some new ones. Espero que traiga algunas nuevas. ¿De acuerdo? For example, I don't have any, no sé, like any notebooks. No tengo ninguna libreta. No hay ningunas libretas. No hay libretas. I hope she brings some new ones. Espero que ella traiga unas nuevas. Right? That's how we use some and ones. Así es la única forma en la que los podemos utilizar. ¿De acuerdo? ¿Por qué? Porque antes de esa va un, ¿qué? ¿Qué es new? New es un ¿qué?
Adjective.
Adjective. Exactly, Monse. Yes, un adjetivo. All right, guys. ¿De acuerdo, chicos? ¿Sí quedó claro esto? Yes?
Yes, teacher.
Excellent. And, well, here are the examples. I've read all her books. He leído todos sus libros. Her best one, su mejor libro, el mejor, es... Y ya de ahí decir cuál es. Or like this one. Of the books I read, de los libros que he leído, the ones I like best are non-fiction. Los mejores que he leído, o the ones I like the best, los que más me han gustado, son los de no ficción. Los que no tienen que ver con la ficción. ¿De acuerdo? And here are some common errors. Y aquí hay una tablita de errores comunes que se cometen. For example, you can omit one or ones after first, second, next, best, but not after new, big, small, long, etc. ¿Ok? Podemos omitir el usar el one o el ones, por ejemplo, con first, second, next, best, etc. ¿Ok? Yes. Con estas palabritas, first, second, next, best, con esas sí podemos omitirlas, o sea, podemos omitir el uso del one, pero si decimos new, big, small, long, o algún otro adjective, algún otro adjetivo, no lo podemos decir, ¿de acuerdo? No podemos omitirlo. For example, I hope she writes a new one, no podemos decir nada más, I hope she writes a new. ¿Ok? Ahí sí tenemos que decir a new one, ¿vale? Porque esto es un adjective, un adjetivo. ¿Ok? Yes, guys?
Yes.
Chicos? Ok, perfect. Questions so far? ¿Dudas, preguntas hasta aquí?
No, teacher.
No? Ok. Let's move on to exercise B then. Vamos al ejercicio B. Entonces, ¿qué dice? How can you avoid repetition in some of these sentences? Delete words or use one or ones. Write one or ones in parentheses where they are optional. ¿Ok? Aquí recuerden que en algunos también, lo que vimos ahorita en la regla, algunas veces el one y el ones pueden ser optional, opcionales. ¿De acuerdo? A ver, entonces rápido, diga, a ver, América, can you translate the instructions, please? ¿Me podrías traducir las instrucciones? This one?
Sí, teacher. Dice, ¿cómo puedes evitar repetir? ¿Cómo puedes evitar la repetición en algunas de estas oraciones?
Yes.
Elimina las palabras o utiliza uno o unos
Mhm.
y escribe uno o unos en paréntesis cuando sean opcionales.
Exactly. Thank you very much. So now, Aranza, read the first one.
¿Dónde, perdón?
Ajá, donde sean opcionales. Sí, está bien, o cuando sean opcionales también es válido la traducción. ¿Mm?
These days, I hardly ever pick a book up. Well, I tend not to pick up a book. I'd rather read a magazine.
Okay. So, what are you deleting? ¿Qué vas a eliminar? ¿O qué vas a agregar o qué vas a poner? Tell me. Dime.
Yo dejaría hasta en la parte donde dice, well, I tend not to.
Okay. So
Y ya
you
no
would
más.
delete all of it, todo? All of this?
No,
Ah,
nada más lo de pick a book.
exactly. Pick up a book. So we're deleting this, eliminamos esto, and it says, read it now, léelo ahora with that part, with deleting that part, please.
Yes. These days I hardly ever pick a book up.
Mhm.
Well, I tend not to. I'd rather read a magazine.
Yes, there we go. Sounds better, right?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Yes, perfect. Thank you, Aranza. Thank you very much. Number 2, let's see. Monse, are you here? Okay, Oscar, you go next. Ahorita vas después.
No, yo tenía una duda.
Yes, Oscar. Tell me.
En estos casos en los que se suele abreviar la palabra que sigue en el I o en el we, ¿es mejor no pronunciarla o pronunciarla?
Like this?
Por ejemplo, por ejemplo, ¿es preferible decir I would o decir I?
I'd. Because it's a contraction, es una contracción. When we use contractions, recuerden, cuando usamos contracciones, sí se pronuncia. We pronounce them, sí las pronunciamos, pero no con su forma completa. Exacto, y es una muy buena pregunta, Oscar, porque eso pasa muy seguido. When we're speaking, cuando hablamos, normalmente es diferente a la hora de escribirlo, because when we're writing, cuando escribimos, we tend not to use contractions, or we use them the least possible. ¿Ok? No usamos mucho las contracciones a la hora de escribir o solemos no hacerlo tanto, ¿vale? Solemos ponerla, si tenemos que acostumbrarnos a poner la forma completa a la hora de escribir, pero cuando hablamos, sin ningún problema, pero la pronunciación sí cambia un poco. Porque aquí, como dice Oscar, no sería I would, sería I'd rather, pero sí suena, ¿ok? No decimos I'd rather, no, I'd, la D tiene que sonar I'd rather, ¿ok? Obviamente a la hora de hablar rápido se pierde un poco, pero sí tenemos que hacerle énfasis que ahí está, ¿de acuerdo? That is there, ¿ok? That it is there. ¿Vale, Oscar?
Thank you, teacher.
You're very welcome. Okay, Monse, number 2, please.
Yes, there's a lot of literature I haven't read. I've never read Moby Dick, but I'd like to read Moby Dick one day. In my opinion, delete Moby Dick and just like that.
Which?
Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Delete, but delete, just read Moby Dick in the last,
Here?
yeah. Yes.
Don't worry. Okay, perfect. Yes. Okay, so read it now with this part being deleted.
Okay. There is a lot of literature I haven't read. I've never read Moby Dick, but I'd like to one day.
But I would like to one day. Yes, I would like to one day. Excellent. Yes, perfect, Monse. Yes, thank you very much. Now, number 3, and let's see. Oscar, I told you that it was your turn. Oscar, your turn.
I read plays, especially modern plays. My favorite playwright is Arthur Miller. I have read all his plays. His best play is the Crucible. Though you have to see it performed to really get something out of it.
Okay.
Teacher, can you excuse me a minute, please?
Yes, of course, Oscar. Okay, so who can tell me the answer here? ¿Quién me puede decir la respuesta aquí? ¿Qué parte tengo que omitir? ¿Qué tengo que agregar? ¿Qué tengo que quitar? Who can tell me? Not a volunteer? ¿No hay un voluntario?
Yeah. Estoy aquí, perfect.
Okay, Oscar, perfect. Okay, just in time, justo a tiempo. So?
Ah, pues lo mejor sería intentar omitir todos los plays que se repiten, ¿no?
Okay, maybe.
Al menos al principio, lo que llevo, I read plays, especially modern ones. My favorite
Exactly.
playwriting is Arthur Miller. I have read all his, creo que se puede evitar ahí el plays, ¿no?
I've read all his plays.
Pero, creo que se tiene que cambiar un poquito la oración. I have read all of his plays. No, creo, sí está bien así. Creo, no sé si se
¿Vamos a
puede
dejarlo
quitar el
así?
play.
Ajá.
His best one is the Crucible, though you have to see it perform to really get something out of it.
Exactly. There we go. Just like that, Oscar. Yes, here something funny happens. Aquí, ¿por qué no podríamos omitirlo?
Porque tenemos que mencionar lo que estamos queriendo hablar sobre Arthur Miller, ¿no?
¿Sobre qué? Sobre sus
Plays, no sé muy bien a qué se refiere.
obras.
Ok.
Obras, ¿de acuerdo? Sobre sus obras, ¿vale? Entonces, efectivamente, como aquí, ¿qué quedamos? Cuando omitimos o cuando reemplazamos es cuando ¿qué? Cuando se entiende, ¿no? Cuando ya está implícito lo que estamos hablando. Pero aquí, aunque bien, yo estoy diciendo my favorite playwright, mi autor favorito, que aquí sí podríamos cambiarlo, ¿eh? Por ejemplo, my favorite, bueno, aquí no, realmente. Aquí, por ejemplo, en algún contexto lo podríamos cambiar por my favorite one is Arthur Miller. Mi favorito es Arthur Miller, pero aquí yo no sé mi favorito qué, porque no sé qué sería Arthur Miller. Por eso también esta no la podemos reemplazar. ¿De acuerdo? Yes. ¿Sí quedó claro?
Yes, teacher.
E igual aquí no queda implícito. O sea, I have read all his plays. He leído todas sus obras. Pero también aquí sí tenemos que especificar porque a lo mejor además de ser un playwright, además de ser un, digamos, como que director de obras o escritor de obras, también a lo mejor escribe libros, escribe novelas, escribe, etcétera. Entonces sí tengo que especificar un poco aquí qué. Ya después de aquí, his best one, su mejor, aquí sí. ¿Por qué? Porque ya está implícito que estoy hablando de sus obras. All right? ¿De acuerdo,
Teacher,
chicos? Yes.
Playwright es como escritor de teatro, entonces.
Sí, my favorite playwright, sí. Playwright sí es como un escritor de teatro. ¿De acuerdo? Playwright. ¿Vale?
Thank you, teacher.
You're very welcome. You are very welcome. Sí, es como, la traducción literal sería dramaturgo. ¿Ok? Mi dramaturgo, pero es autor, escritor, autor de teatro, escritor de teatro, pero la traducción literal sería dramaturgo, como lo encontraríamos en un diccionario. ¿Ok? So, all good, guys? De momento todo bien hasta aquí, chicos?
Yes.
Perfect. So, for homework, de tareita, you're going to do the rest from 4 to 9, okay? Please. De la 4 a la 9, ¿vale? You're going to finish in like 5 minutes. Lo acaban en 5 minutos. It's really easy. Está muy fácil. Okay? We will discuss them on our next class. Las discutimos en la siguiente clase, ¿vale?
Yes.
All right. So,